Wow. Welcome on in, everybody, to Beer for the Right Reasons. This is episode 3 of Clayton's season. Yep, I've got one as well. Little gluten-free beer. I decided to remove gluten with stuff I'm going through. It's been real shitty, so.
I got a blueberry vanilla tart here.
Nice. Mine's just a simple gluten-free IPA. Yeah.
No, not
Nothing too crazy, but yeah.
I'm not a big IPA guy, but
fair enough. Yeah, I go in waves
what?
For sure.
You can have all the IPAs in the world as far as I care. Drink them all, man.
Exactly. But yeah, fun episode. What did you called it a specific type of episode? What was it again?
Low nutrition, high calorie garbage.
Yep.
Like
it's a Snickers bar.
It's a throwback, man. This is the old Bachelor seasons where you have like a boring dude, catty women, and a lot of crying.
And a villain, like classic villain. Yeah.
And we had 2 this episode. And it's not like it was
did.
like where you get one villain and then they go and the new one. We had 2 concurrently for a bit, you know?
For sure.
Because we open with Cassidy being, who's... How do you feel about the Cassidy thing? Because I'm of 2 minds of it.
I was literally going to ask you the same question because I don't like. It's friends with benefits. It's not like she's like. And now, it very well could be that this guy just wants to be friends with benefits and she wants more. But it's like it could be the other ways too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are allowed to have sex. And also, hello to Nick Daru. Thanks for the lurk. But people are allowed to have sex with each other and not be in relationships.
Yes.
And that doesn't discount that person meeting a person the next day and having a great relationship. So.
Okay. That's pretty much my exact thoughts on that. Because the show and some people, because I was kind of live tweeting through the episode a bit, some people were really trying to like villain cast the friends with benefits thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Like, you can, exact same thing. You could hook up with somebody on Tuesday, go on a date with somebody new on Wednesday and be like, you know what? I don't need Tuesday anymore.
No, I just found the love of my life on Wednesday.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean anything. All it means is the day before you had some stuff you wanted to get out, and somebody was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm fine with the same, arrangement. So,
yeah. Like I had a couple of those arrangements in my life. Never worked out real well, but it was also like, you get what you needed out of it. And like I don't think she's like evil or has a boyfriend or
no
whatever. Now she may be evil just in her personality.
Well, that's the second half of this, because I didn't like how the show tried to treat the friends with benefits thing as some big evil, horrible, despicable thing. But I will say that you can not like Cassidy and call her a villain for like the way she talks to the other women, the way she talks to Clayton, kind of just the other stuff she's doing, because that's fine.
For just being a shitty person.
Yeah, you want to make her a villain for those reasons. Like, go right ahead. No, I'm not stopping you.
Yep. But shocker, this does enough for Clayton that he kicks her out, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody, including myself, really cares. Like she over-dramatized her exit like a motherfucker.
Yeah, she was being real extra about it. I think the thing... I think she could have stayed, because Clayton was all like, "Oh, she was talking to this guy like the day before limos or whatever," and it's like, well, she's in a hotel room, probably quarantining,
bored out of her mind.
Yeah, I might be texting people too and FaceTiming anyone, Yeah. But I think what screwed her over is the way that she was like, her story kind of changed 3 times.
Oh God,
it was like, oh, this guy's from like months ago. And it's like, oh, I guess I did talk to him recently and stuff. And it's like, had she just said, yeah, it was a friends with benefits thing. And then also she like trying to like, she was kind of shitty the way she talked to Clayton about it. Cause she was kind of like, no one else here looks at you the way I do. I'm the only one who loves or is falling into something. And she said,
yeah, it was could have been handled in a much better way, and she probably could have stayed.
And that awkward kiss she gave him, when he's like, he's not really in the mood to make out, and she's like, oh, let me just smother you real quick. And so,
yeah.
I
mean, I don't think anybody's like sad to see her go, but it's just like, yeah, it's an interesting situation for this.
It is, because he took the rose away, right?
He did, yeah, essentially.
Yeah. She was like bragging, like, I got the rose, bitches. Like, I'm invincible.
Yeah.
You know? What are you going to do? Take my rose away? Woman who has her rose taken away says.
I love Jesse Palmer through all this because he's like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, there's no rules here. Yeah, no. Yeah. I loved that line because I was like, oh man, like, there's got to be like some rules are like, you know, you get a rose, you should stay at the rose ceremony.
Yeah.
But
hey, if that opens it up. I mean, the nice thing is that I think we've seen people get roses in other seasons who've been kind of shitty. And it's like, gosh, this person another week and blah, blah, blah. But now if it's like a thing, that'd be like, well, a rose means you're like 99% safe. But if you really screw up enough, that 1% is going to get you.
Yeah, and if you find out that, like,
kind of interesting.
You find out that you're like a Nazi after you give a rose. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, okay, we could take the rose back, you know?
Yeah. So.
But yeah, speaking of which, the rose ceremony.
She's going to paradise too, by the way.
Oh, guaranteed. If she doesn't go to paradise, I'm a horse's ass. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ceremony itself, like, it's weird to have the ceremony early episode.
It's so weird. And the thing is, like, we're going to have to get to like a double rose ceremony episode at some point, aren't we?
Either that or they have some kind of crazy drama that fills a bunch of time.
Yeah, maybe something blows up within the next 1, 2, 3 episodes that allows them to have a rose ceremony, say like episode 3 or 4 or whatever is coming up, and then 5 skips, and then 6 it's right back at the end or something. Yeah, maybe. Totally. Because it does throw off the rhythm of the show a little bit. Like it feels like it's just a bit off, you know?
Well, especially after Michelle's season where it was all like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it finally really fit together well like that. Yeah, I get it. But okay, so Cassidy went home. Kate went home, and that made me sad because Kate was night 1. She's the girl that I had like legs holy shit written down about. So to lose her gave me a frowny face. And we lost NC, and I think we both liked NC.
I thought she was one of the more beautiful people I've ever seen on the show.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. Did you see her? Like, she got eliminated, and she wasn't even like frowning. She was just like chuckling and smiling. Oh, yeah. Like, I don't think she cared at all.
She's like, I got my exposure. People now know that I'm ridiculously beautiful.
And hopefully we see her on Paradise.
I wouldn't imagine they'd want to miss that body on Paradise. You know?
Please don't do that to me.
Yeah. But the only thought that I had was I don't remember him giving a rose to Dr. Kira.
And she survived. Yeah.
She survived, and I was like, oh God, did he kick the hot one off this early? Come on, man.
Yeah. So just about everybody stayed. Out of the remaining girls who are still on, who do you like the most?
To win or to
just like, who you like, not
Gabby.
Even to win.
It's Gabby. Like. Gabby is my homegirl.
Gabby's your favorite?
I fucking love like since the first episode I was like her personality is 10 out of 10. I'm just I'm all about her quirkiness. Like love her. So.
I know that we both like Teddy.
Teddy's sweetie. Yeah, she's a sweetie.
Yeah. I like Eliza. She's the German girl. I like her a bit. Too.
Oh yeah, and she kind of showed out a little on this one. Yeah.
She did. She had a little bit of screen time. I was like, oh, nice. I'm glad to see that you're still kicking around and showing up. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it was pretty straightforward. Otherwise,
the only
there was no surprises, right?
No. The only other note I had about the rose ceremony was Genevieve's dress, holy booba, because it was like clinging to like this much boob on each side, and I'm just like, how?
I've seen those dresses. There's I went on a date with a girl a few months back, like September or October, something like that.
Yeah.
And she was wearing a shirt that was like that. And it's like first date. It's like, Adam, don't stare. Adam, don't stare. Adam, don't stare. Fuck. Adam, don't stop. You can't help it because it's like, it's like, I don't know how that works. How does the boob stay in that?
Tape, maybe? I don't know.
A lot of tape, I guess. But it's like, and then at the same time, if a girl's wearing a shirt like that on a date, it's like she's trying to put him out there.
She may want you to look a little bit.
A little bit.
Like maybe no, this isn't like my body's out there, so objectify me. But it's more like, I mean, hey, I'm trying to attract you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I wasn't staring, but it's just like you can't help but your eyes just drop a few times. You know?
It's like the Seinfeld thing. He's like, you can't stare at the sun too long. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know what it also reminds me of? There's that Twitch clip of the guy who's playing the eye tracking game.
Oh
Have you seen
God.
that?
Yeah.
And he's like hyping him up. I'm not gonna look, and then sits down, camera immediately, eyes on cleavage,
Yep.
and
That's how it
loses the
goes.
game in 1 second. Yeah.
But yeah, so what do we think about the group date that follows?
I hate fake therapy dates, man. I hate these. I hate them.
Oh man, I thought this one.
them.
I mean, I get your thoughts on it, but
Okay, so
I don't know.
I think it was I think people shared some really good stuff on this date, and good for them for voicing it all. I just hate every season we have this fake therapy sit down date.
Yep.
Where everybody has to trauma bond, and I hate it because it's the worst setting that you would ever, excuse me, that you would ever share that kind of information or details.
That's true. That's true. It is. It does seem a little like
that.
like sherry to look good.
Well, and the thing that happens, and this is happens in previous seasons, and I'm not accusing anybody here, but it's almost like people have to one up each other's trauma, you know?
A little bit, yes. I mean,
sometimes you find that, and it's like, that doesn't need to happen.
In my opinion, like, I thought there were a couple of very genuine ones, and then there was a couple of like, oh yeah, you're a self-sabotager. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I thought Hunter was pretty nice to share her one, because that's like
the big one to me. Like I forget who the other woman's name. I'm still learning all the names.
Was responding to her, or
no, she was the one who was talking about her struggles with color and race. I thought that was
the Olympian. I forget her name too.
Is that Marlene?
I think so.
Or Marlena.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good one. I like that Clayton was like, yeah, you shouldn't ever feel like you have to hold back talking about this. Like, go off, Queen. I was like, okay, like that's pretty good.
No, yeah, but that's awesome.
You know, and some of the other ones, like you said, they're self-sabotagers, and sometimes I didn't think I was good enough, and yeah. I was actually surprised to hear that Clayton thought he was body conscious as a kid, because he was just tall, jacked, ridiculously muscly dude.
I mean, you never know what time he sprung up, if you will.
Right? That's true. So. That's true. I mean, I've got a friend now who's in unbelievable shape, but you know, when he was 13, 14, 15, he was well on the chunky side. He had a he's got a really well manicured beard now, like one hell of a glow up from that like high school yearbook photo to now. So
the beard does a lot, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I
wish I could grow one.
I don't know, you grow a great mustache, so that's good enough.
I do. Yeah. But yeah, Hunter, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on that.
It's all good. But like for me, I just thought, you know, it was fine. I thought they were sweeties to each other. That was nice.
Yeah. I'm glad that Shanae wasn't on that date. Oof.
Oh dear God. It would have, who knows? Who knows?
Or Cassidy if she'd stuck around.
Right. Oh God, it would have been awful.
That would have been a disaster. Because yeah, like Hunter's thing, that one was like, that's bad. Like, and for people that don't know, Hunter's shared details that like her ex-boyfriend was just like the worst kind of piece of shit. Like
turned
he didn't
her into
beat
a
her or
Stepford
nothing.
Wife, basically.
Yeah. But he was basically, she was like, I need to change my hair color, my eye color, everything about me just to make this guy happy. And it's like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, it reminds me like there's certain people who are like, oh, there are guys that feel the need to be like, oh, I don't like when you do your hair that way. Or I don't like commenting on women's bodies is a thing of the past, people.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean,
stop it.
And it's one thing, like if you're with someone who's like, babe, I really like it when you do your hair this way, or like if you're going out for a night.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh, I think that looks great.
Yeah. That's different. No.
Someone so insecure. No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, that's okay. And even saying, you know, but I kind of prefer when you that dress or this look, blah blah blah. You know, like that's just preferences.
If you get asked, of course, opinion is opinion. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So it's just fuck her ex, whoever he is.
Yeah, that guy can go fuck himself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yep. Yeah. The night part of the date started off with a chuckle for me. Clayton's sport coat and shitty hoodie look.
How do you feel about this?
On one end, I loved it with my whole heart. And then on the other end, I'm like, you bastard. These women are all in like nice dresses and you're like doing this.
That's what I love about it. These girls are all because they're all beautiful women, makeup, hair.
Yep.
You know, we talked about some of the dresses and the booba that they got going on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's there in like jeans, a hoodie, and then a blazer over top of it.
He is his persona, that's for sure. You know, he's this low key underdog guy. It's
That's
like
very much like 28-year-old guy who's like, no, hoodies are formal, right? If I wear it this way, kind of personality.
He went to the Zuckerberg School of Fashion.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, like you see tech bros doing that all the time. And,
oh God, yeah.
No,
I thought that was really funny. Yeah.
I like it. Apparently, it's going away after this. He made a tweet. I saw that it's going away because people are like getting mad about it. We're like, dress up properly, wear a proper suit. I'm like, let him wear what he wants. You know?
Well, I'm sorry. We just came off of a season where Nate wore nothing but blazers and t-shirts. Yeah. And looked beautiful the whole time. Like, and I get that like Clayton's a different shape of human, but still, like, I liked it a lot and I hated it a lot all at the same time. It was pretty great. Because
on one hand, I love getting dressed up, suit. You know, if I have any occasion to wear a suit, I'll probably try to take it. You know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I love finding ways to like mix casual and formal. You know, or you know, jeans and maybe a decent sweater, and then you put on the dress shoes, and I don't know. Sometimes you can find different ways to make things work.
Yeah.
And I just don't mind. I don't mind the suit hoodie.
No, I'll think after thinking on it a little bit. I like it.
Yeah.
Another pet peeve during a lot of these dates, they aren't using the girls' names during the interviews.
No, it's driving me nuts because I don't know who anyone is.
I'm like, who the fuck is that? She looks really nice and I want to hear what she's about, but I want to know who she is.
I know. I rewound multiple times. I was like, wait, who's talking? Because it cuts to their, like, the framing we have right now where they talk about things.
Yes.
But the name bar's not popping up every time.
No, it really bugged me because they had like a really nice room that they were interviewing them in because I think they're back at the mansion, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just drove me nuts this whole episode. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, other little things on the night part of the date, like Susie and Clayton clearly have a very big connection.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Speaking of hot dresses, Susie's dress too. Holy moly.
Susie, when she and this is a positive comment about a woman's body, by the way. When she ties her hair back and shows her facial features, because her hair isn't like hitting like most of her face and covering it, I'm like, that is a truly gorgeous woman. Like, she is beautiful.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And like I said, that dress, because it was like just above the knee length, and again, same thing, like the way it was cut around the upper body.
Well, cut the right ways. Yep.
Jeepers. Good for you, Susie.
Yeah, but like they had like a full makeout session, and it gave me like Michelle and Nate vibes, where they're like, every time they're alone during a group date, they're like, we're gonna go off for 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's super into her. He's pretty into Serene too. She was like the first one to grab him. Like,
I like him in Serene. At first I was like, why? But then she's kind of come on a little bit.
You could just tell they had really like good physical chemistry like quickly. Although
totally.
Most of them tend to have. And he's pretty horny on this show. I bet you after some of those kisses, he's like, I need a few minutes before I go grab the next girl.
Let me just let the pressure go down a little bit.
I gotta cool off real quick.
Yep. But yeah, Eliza and him have a nice little moment too, right? And then I think she was the one who went after Hunter during the group therapy session, and was like, what you said really affected me strongly.
Yes, I think that was Eliza. Yeah.
And so she gets the group date rose, which I thought was really, really cool.
Was it Eliza? I thought it was Serene.
Am I crazy?
No, you watched the episode more recently, and I was trying to live tweet, take notes, and watch the show at once. So
I think I'm right, but for those out there, this podcast is not about journalism. This is about us having fun and reacting. So
it's also my handwriting too. So
it's like Eliza.
I've got a few different names here, and then I've got an R, and it's kind of between Serene and Eliza's name. So R for Rose, and I don't know which one it's supposed to be. So my bad.
We understand now. I see.
Yeah.
I see. But yeah, I thought it was going to be Hunter after her story. And that's, it's not always like the sob story that gets the rose. It's sometimes like the person that puts in more effort. I don't know.
Well, that's one of the things that, like, when we talk with all these trauma dates, and
Yep.
sometimes it feels like the girls have to one up each other, and that person gets the rose, whoever had the most traumatic story,
Yeah.
right? So I was kind of glad that he didn't go that way. So
I was too. So
but
next up, we find out that Sarah gets a one-on-one.
she is such a cutie. Oh my goodness.
Like, I'm sorry, like her like facial features and just like, first of all, she is fucking tiny compared to him.
Was it not hilarious on the date when they go behind those changing boards and like Clayton's like nipples up above the board and she barely has her eyes above it?
She's like, hey, hey.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah.
I just started thinking about twins with Schwarzenegger and oh geez,
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, yeah. I just started thinking about that.
Oh man, but like literally, like I just thought of that first off, just like she's so freaking tiny and adorable.
Yeah. Like I find her really cute and like pretty, but I don't like. She's almost too little sister to me. I almost like.
Oh no, she's a sweetie. She's a total sweetie. Yeah.
I'm just saying, and me personally, like when it comes to just the way that sometimes we talk about who would we be interested in. Yeah. She just strikes me with like a little sister vibe for some reason. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just the fact that she's so small.
Could be, but yeah. So like the date itself, and Adam kind of alluded to it, is a scavenger hunt in their underwear, and brought to you by Becca Kufrin.
Just gonna say, ex-Bachelorette Becca Kufrin.
I think they're trying to get her back in, like kind of like how they did with Rachel Lindsay, to kind of like mold. I mean, I know Rachel Lindsay's moved on because of all the like lack of people of color thing.
But there's other stuff too, and and good for her. She doesn't need the show.
No, Rachel Lindsay is the fucking bomb.com. Rachel, if you're listening, we love you.
Yes, please, Rachel, if you're listening, let us know as well.
Yeah. I'm sure she listens,
Yeah, she must. I'm sure she has time for us every week.
She works out on a treadmill sometimes too, I'm sure.
I'm sure between planning her wedding, running her business, helping her husband with his business, and doing like ESPN work, and if she's still doing any law degree stuff, I'm sure she has time for us. So
I know it. But yeah, this scavenger hunt was kind of weird. What I did like was like they're like, you have to be in your underwear, and clearly a producer had gotten to them before and was not like, hey, don't be wearing the G-string thong today.
I think they brought underwear in for them because
they had to have,
because Sarah even said, she's like, what if you're not wearing any?
And maybe and that was
her wearing like volleyball shorts, and it's like, and she was wearing a dress, and she was probably wearing something that's maybe along the lines of a sexier bra for her one-on-one date.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
And then it cuts to her wearing like a
sports bra.
Yeah, slightly sexy, but very also modest sports bra.
No, I put like good on the Bachelor producers to not make this like, hey, Sarah's hot, show off her body bullshit. Yeah, even though it was a bit of that, it's just like, I was just happy.
I don't think it's as much show off Sarah's body as much as it's underwear date. You know what I mean?
Right, cute, trying to be cute about it.
Yeah, because they try to make them do some cutesy things. So they have to run through the streets of LA, and like random strangers are just taking videos of these two weirdos running around, which I thought was kind of funny because I saw some people saying, they're like, I'm from LA. If I see two people running around in their underwear like that, I'm not even looking twice. Like,
no, I'm sure they're used to all kinds of weird shit like that.
Yeah. Like I've been to Vegas enough times. You see people wearing less than that walking from the strip some days.
So there's a music festival here in Seattle called Bumbershoot, and like people just walking around in mesh shirts and pasties on. Like,
oh yeah,
like here you go. Here's everything. Like, and same for the guys, like in short shorts, like. Oh, yeah. Every little bit, but like no one was watching this and went like, ooh, it's sexy. It was more like, it was cute. I thought they had a lot of fun. They did the things hanging with, I call it the things hanging with questions in them bullshit again. Because I think they did this with Rodney and Michelle on their one-on-one.
Yeah, the pinatas, and you break them open.
That's got to go,
Bachelor Nation. Or whatever
that's got to go. I hate it. But kind of culminates,
Yeah, and then the thing that it ends with, which I know you're a big fan of, is making white people rap.
Well, I have a caveat here.
Okay.
First of all, Clayton's weird singing, we can both agree is creepy and kind of charming at the same time.
And I probably wouldn't be able to do any better because
he made a song
when
up
they
out
said
of nowhere.
when they said you gotta sing a song, I was like, oh, are they gonna play like some music and he's gonna be able to get into it? It's like, no, a cappella, come up with something on the spot
in a public park.
Yeah, I would have done far worse than him. So good job, dude.
He did okay. I have to give Sarah credit. First of all, she ain't a white bitch. Let's start with that. And she's
Vietnamese, yes, Irish, and French.
So yeah, like still a lot of white people lineage, but it's not a white girl like previous seasons where she's like, I know how to freestyle, you know. Hannah G, like calling you, I'm putting you on blast. If you're watching too, putting you on blast. They're all watching. But yeah, no, it was short, it was peppy, it was cute. It wasn't like, let's go, let's do it for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was very much still cringy, but it was a little better. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I was kind of hoping it was going to go like full 8 Mile. I was like, if you're going to do white people rapping, let's have a rap battle. Let's see what they got.
No, don't make me watch it.
No, make it as cringy as possible. You know, I'd almost rather full cringe than either just like earnest and cute or full cringe. I don't like that middle space.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But yeah, so
speaking of Becca.
Oh yeah, what about
what
Becca?
Did you think of her season back then? Because I don't know if we've talked about that.
It was a good season. Like she's a very level-headed, normal human being. Like she's the female version of a lot of dudes that are just kind of like normal, looking for love kind of dudes. Okay. And like I don't know, I thought hers was good because after the Ari bullshit that she went through, I was like, good for you. Yeah, good for you for getting yours, because Ari's a fucking creep in my mind. He wanted his blonde Stepford wife, and he didn't know how to say it. You know.
Yeah,
and no disrespect to Lauren, because she's nice too.
Yeah, she seems lovely. I don't know.
Have you seen some of their YouTube videos?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Oh,
I don't follow them.
These people aren't white; they're clear. They're like so white you can't see through. Like there's just air around them. And don't get me wrong, we're two white men talking about The Bachelor. I get it. We're very clear also. But like there's this like, oh my God, our house in Arizona and our babies and our pool and our, you know, it's just bullshit. Yeah. So there's my rant about Ari. So Sorry, I went off the rails a little bit there.
No, it's all good. I invited you off the rails.
Yeah.
I had nothing interesting. My opinion of Ari is pretty meh. And
he's super
of Becca is like, I thought she was fine.
I thought she was cool. Yeah. No, nothing like outstanding. So, but no.
Anyway.
Yeah. The night part of the date though, like this might have been my favorite dinner venue that I've ever seen on the show. Like to go to the Van Gogh exhibit in LA and like have these stars around you, and like the string quartet was also like a fucking really nice touch instead of random country artist number 43. I thought it was just really cool.
Yeah, they I was looking now. I thought I wrote down the main piece of art, but they were like Starry Night. Yes, they were like projecting Starry Night across the room. Off different surfaces, and then it was changing to different pieces of art. Because when they said they were going to the Van Gogh exhibit, I was like, this sounds kind of boring. I mean, I have an appreciation for art. I do. Mm-hmm. I don't particularly rate Van Gogh all the time. Although seeing his art presented like this, I was like, okay, that's actually really cool. This
pretty
is a really
cool.
Fun idea.
And I think I've heard of this exhibit because it travels.
Oh, okay.
And so when I saw it, I was like, oh man, because like most of these night dates are like, let's go to nice venue overlooking the water, number 10. It's very generic. It was just so cool to see. I don't know.
Some loft in a downtown where you can kind of look at the city lights. Yeah,
that doesn't break the Bachelor budget. I get it.
Fair enough.
But this was just so cool because like their like dynamic kind of fit it too. Very chill. Very like Sarah tells a story right about being adopted.
Yeah.
And like it was very nice. It wasn't like super like serious, like I'm trying
traumatic
to think of like trauma type stuff, thankfully. But I totally get somebody wanting to know their birth parents, a little more about their story. Totally.
Oh, totally.
Like my dad was adopted, and like I know literally nothing about one of my grandfathers.
Yeah.
So I totally get it. Good for her. But it was just so nice, like such a beautiful setting.
Yeah, it was really awesome, and no, looked great. She got her rose. Good for you. We get more Sarah. I like her. You like her.
I think she's gonna go far, is what I put. I think she's gonna go deep.
She's probably in my top 5 right now for sure.
I think she's hometowns worthy, is what I think. So that's 4, right? 4 in hometowns.
4 is hometowns, yeah.
And this year we might maybe actually get hometowns? Question mark.
I think they're gonna do well. I mean, they're heading to Toronto. They showed it in one of the previews that they're heading to Toronto at some point. Because I think I saw them. I just recognized Toronto. I saw the CN Tower. I don't know if they were doing anything at the CN Tower, like the Edge Walk or what. But yeah,
that always reminds me of not Uncle Buck, Canadian Bacon, with John Candy. Like, it's funny, as a kid I thought the CN Tower was maybe one of the coolest things ever, and now I'm like, I would literally shit my pants being on top of there. Like,
I've done it.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
It's fun. It's fun.
Well, we have a Space Needle. It's only like 1/3 the size.
I've been to the Space Needle too, and actually I found the Space Needle spookier because you're on a glass floor.
They did do that.
That spooks me out way more when my feet don't have something to touch that I can see is real. Because when you do the edge walk, you can look down at your feet and see the grate and the flooring, and you've got the belt and the hooks and everything's holding you in.
Okay, well, they belt you in.
Me out.
On the CN Tower, you're like hooked in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
When you're doing the edge walk, I mean, you're how many feet in the air? You're so high up that you can barely see the baseball players down below when they have a game going on.
Oh my god.
God. They literally look like ants. That's
Canada really did it to them with that structure, man. But yeah, so cuts away from Sarah's date, right? To a bit of last thing. Oh, please.
No country singer. No name country singer.
And I think I referenced that real quick before, but like the
string
quartets. Bring string quartets in, because it's like it's beautiful. Like, and don't get me wrong, the Van Gogh thing, like moving to the music was like, again, this was probably my favorite venue for a like one-on-one date that I've ever seen for dinner.
Yeah, and when they're sitting there and they're doing their little slow dance and kiss, the string quartet and Starry Night and all it makes for a way, like she said, it was the most romantic date she's ever been on, and it's like, yes, this actually makes sense to me.
Chef's kiss. That, like, whoever got that one, good job.
Yeah, good job, Bachelor producers.
Yep. Yeah, it goes from that classiness to catty house drama about shrimp. Sorry, Adam. I didn't realize we had a spit take.
I forgot about that. Yeah, no.
Like,
I didn't forget about it. It's hard to forget about, but
like,
I don't know. Just thinking about it just made me start laughing again, because
it's almost hysterical. Like,
this is the bullshit I love on this show, man.
Well, and I have to say, like, so for those that like didn't watch the show or just don't remember because it was kind of a little weird cut, like Elizabeth cooking shrimp for the house, Shanae eats like fucking almost all of it, and then decides she's going to cook shrimp for the house to just one-up her, right? And first of all, both ladies' shrimp looked excellent.
You don't want to know. You want to know how good Elizabeth's shrimp recipe was?
Okay.
Shanae talked shit about Elizabeth for the last hour of this episode, but did not badmouth her shrimp.
I mean, garlic and butter, dude. Come on.
But she talks shit about Elizabeth for anything.
Yeah,
like
true.
Her breathing, she probably talks shit about, like, but not her shrimp.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It's weird because I think Shanae is the perfect Bachelor villain or Bachelor.
Oh, she's the worst, but she makes such good television.
It's like an overly aggressive type A person that needs to be the best and found a victim. Like, I won't call Elizabeth totally a victim, because in actuality, have you ever seen what these girls do when Shanae walks in a room? Like, they all are like, I'm not going to do nothing, say nothing. And I get that it's not to like they're trying to stay out of drama.
Yeah.
But like when Shanae did walk up with her shrimp, and don't get me wrong, it's ridiculous that she cooked shrimp too, but like she walked up to this group of girls and they're all like, we're not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. I at the same time, like, I feel like Elizabeth's really catching all of it. And I don't think she's really done much to deserve it.
She's done nothing.
Yeah. And Shanae's the kind of way over the top crazy energy that, you know, like I've met people like that where it's like, I'm just not going to interact with this person. I'd rather just fall asleep in this chair right now.
Shanae scared, like if I went on a date with Shanae, she'd scare the fucking shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, you will eat me alive.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop now. But,
like,
yeah,
but
it's funny.
You know what's silly though is like we just have a date with Sarah running around in her like less than volleyball short little booty pants and sports bra, and then it cuts to these, and the girls are sitting by the pool in their bikinis, and we get the black boxes and the MS Paint drawn all over them.
I think it's a balance thing. They're like, but like. I saw one of the cuts of, because I literally watched this today, people. Sorry, I didn't watch it live. I'm not the greatest Bachelor podcaster ever. But there's like cuts of Shanae where they black box her out. And then there's like other cuts that are kind of like side butt. And you're like, I see everything. What are you doing? Like just go all in or go all out. Like I'm totally for like, it's ABC during, I guess, prime time. Like, I
FCC.
get it. Yeah, but I get it. But like there's shows out there now that like show all of that shit. And it's just allowed. It's just
a butt.
It's a butt. That someone's chosen with cameras around to put the butt out.
Yeah.
Just let it be, man.
It's just a butt.
Yeah. Nope, I agree. Anyway. Yeah, group date 2.
Baywatch.
A beach date. Playing football and chilling at first, like they don't even know what they're in for. But yeah, Baywatch date. Did you know the chick that is like the...
I never watched Baywatch growing up.
I watched Baywatch, and don't get me wrong, Baywatch was like 30 years ago.
Pamela Anderson.
But yeah, it wasn't. If it wasn't Pam Anderson, I probably wasn't gonna know. Like Nicole Eggert, she's aged beautifully. I looked her up from the original show because I was like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
But she's
Did
doing
you
great.
Not find it a bit funny when they all have to have their like fangirl reaction, like, oh my god, it's Nicole Eggert from Baywatch, and it's like, ladies, this show debuted in 1989. It went off the air in like 1999.
Shit, they did 10
most
years
of you
of
are
Baywatch?
26.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like
you weren't even 5, probably, some of them, when the show went off the air.
Dude, I'm 33, and I was 1 when the show debuted. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
Don't get me wrong, as a young man in the 90s, you're like, Baywatch reruns aren't the worst thing in the world. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was just it wasn't like Hillary Duff, right? Like Hillary Duff, you're like, who on earth doesn't know who Hillary Duff is?
Exactly,
under the age of 40. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was you're totally right.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny because they all have to have their fangirl moment, and it's like, forget the one girl's name, but she's like 24 or something like that. It's like, you were a year old when this show went off the air. Like, you only know it from references and parodies.
Well, and it's funny because like they got the Baywatch original theme music for this shit. Did you? And I know you probably didn't know because you didn't watch the show, but like I was like, did they just get their classic rights to this shit? And
they got the Danger Zone, the Top Gun music last season.
No, I'm impressed. No, but again, like they weren't promoting some Baywatch thing this time. So it's kind of like, maybe just no one cares anymore, you know?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's cheap, or maybe, I don't know if it aired on ABC way back when, too, right? So it's just the music's just in their archives, so they just pull out the old cassette and slap it on.
It very well could be. Yeah, totally. But Baywatch date, they have to do a series of things, like they have to rub suntan lotion all over each other. Shanae decides that's her moment, right?
Yeah, and she's gonna put just little dollops on Clayton's nipples when his arms clearly needed it. His boy was burning up out there.
Oh my god, who was the one that put lotion on Clayton primarily? I blame them. Like,
Yeah,
whatever you did, it was not enough.
He looked like this. He looked like the Switch controller.
Yes, he did. That poor man. Oh my god. He's like, clearly doesn't go out. And skin cancer is a real thing. I'm the same way. Clearly doesn't go out in the sun a lot, you know?
No.
Pretty funny.
But yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit vitamin D deficient. But they blurred more butt cheeks on this date too, which I noticed. Like, well, they didn't use the black boxes. Oh, they did. They used a mix of black boxes and again the crappy like hand-drawn MS Paint lines on the butts.
I'd rather like, what's wrong with the blur out? Can we talk about that?
Gabby wins, right? And
so yeah, Gabby does her like slow motion run, and it's cute as fuck. Like,
again, adorable.
Like, I am Team Gabby in this. Gabby is my favorite in all the ways possible. She's funny, she's cute, she's knows how to work it. But yeah, she won despite Shanae literally making out with him in front of everybody.
Like aggressively. Like possessively.
On top of him. Like, kind of thing.
Again, like, maybe good thing they were shooting Clayton from like the waist up, because that got a bit heavy.
I was kind of surprised how long he went with it, because I'm like, if it's me and a girl comes and kisses me, I'd be like, okay, we can have a nice little kiss, but like, there's like 20 other women here.
I think it's an editing thing, and that. But at the same time, Shanae's the type that would kiss him for 25 seconds in front of other women to establish her dominance, you know?
Yep.
But I feel like Clayton wouldn't let it go that long. But if they cut for 5 seconds, or kiss, sorry, for 5 seconds, you cut to reaction shots, you cut to reaction shot, you cut back to 2 seconds of kiss or a different camera angle. You can really drag it out. Right?
Seems like it lasts forever. Yep. I think you're right on this.
Because I don't know. I just remember an interview or somebody from the Jersey Shore team did years ago, and I was reading it, and they were talking about how like they would use tricks like that to make moments seem more dramatic or more awkward.
Puff them up a little bit.
They show the same clip of someone, but from 2 different angles, so it really makes it look like, oh, this awkward interaction's going on for 5 minutes and not just 15 seconds, right?
Sure. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
But then again, like I said, Shanae's wild and crazy and catty and bananas, so who knows? Who really knows?
I love her as a villain. But yeah, Clayton's arms get burnt to shit. Gabby gets some time, which again, I don't feel like Gabby really got time until this episode. She's kind of been skating by a little bit.
This was her, I'm Gabby episode where everyone goes, oh, that's Gabby, because now I know Gabby.
Yeah, exactly. And they make out at the lifeguard station, and then it goes to the night part of the date, right? And it starts off with Rachel. What do you think about Rachel was my question.
I think she's okay. I think she's okay. I don't know enough about her.
The whole validation thing, what did you think about that?
I thought it was a bit fair, and I think almost if someone goes, I'm the type of person that needs that, and then just, you know what, just tell me.
Sure.
Because maybe that's not the way Clayton thinks to operate naturally, but if his partner is that way, he'll be like, oh, okay, this is the effort I have to make, So I don't mind that. If she says, yeah, I just need validation, it's a way to comfort me and make me feel blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I can see how it could come across needy.
It was a little bit, but I think they have a really good connection. I think I marked her as one of the like first night ones that I was like, oh, she's gonna go deep kind of thing. I forget what we picked as our.
I don't remember.
Well, I'll have to go back for that, but it's a professional podcast. Don't worry, people. But yeah, like she has makeout time, and I wrote a note that was basically like, I think she's going hometowns. I think she's either at that level or right below that level.
She's in my upper half. I don't know if I'm totally crazy about her like that, but
yeah, there's just a lot of ladies that he's vibing with right now. Honestly,
yeah. No, he's like because I think like it's for most women. I think a guy like Clayton is probably pretty easy to have physical chemistry with, and so you see all these great shots of them making out, and it never looks awkward because
Oh yeah, there's a lot of just hot and heavy petting that they're gonna get eliminated in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, then like Gabby comes in, and again, she's adorable to me. She's
over.
Rubs aloe all over him because she's like, Oh my god. Well, when they were like making out on
The beach.
lifeguard stand, I was just like, homeboy's gonna be burnt to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was sunburnt. And I swear by aloe vera, because I'm not sure how well this is going to show up. But I got really bad
Oh.
sunburned once upon a time.
Oh my god, that needs to
And
be a tweet for the Twitter in a bad way. Okay.
and within 2 days after that, I just had a great tan because I would put on like half a bottle of aloe. Then that night, the next morning, the next night, and I had no peeling sunburn after. I
Damn,
got that
dude.
sunburnt, and aloe saved me. So you know what, Gabby? I get why you're so team Gabby because yeah, she had the aloe. She was looking out for him.
Yeah, I like her like kindness and quirkiness. Like that's my vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then then comes the drama.
Well, okay, you know what cracked me up at the start of this?
Yeah.
It cuts to someone, and I don't know which woman it was. Again, I still don't know a lot of the names. I think it might have been Sierra, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
And
Okay.
she says early as they're cutting to the night part of the date, I just hope that we can put all the drama behind us. And it's like, in what world do you think a date with Shanae going to the evening cocktail part where you're starting mixing booze into this is going to be
Yeah.
drama free? Like,
maybe if Elizabeth wasn't there, but there's no shot.
Shanae would pick a fight with somebody else.
And she kind of did. We'll talk about that.
Well, because she kind of got into it a bit with Lindsay.
Yeah, who hasn't been on the show like barely at all.
Yeah, I like Lindsay, but I just find her really super gorgeous. So
Sure, yeah.
I'm just like, hey, I like her.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, Elizabeth and Shanae and oh my god, I don't know, man. It's just like this is just mess, right? This is just mess.
It really is. And I mean, Shanae to her, like I think she even says that she's like, she puts on a performance basically.
Mm-hmm.
She comes in, does like this is the first time I've ever seen a villain come in with like the perfect amount of like, oh, I hate this girl, she's so mean to me, blah 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 blah. But then she like keeps it about her and Clayton the whole time. So it isn't just like I hate this bitch, it's about the drama. Because like I don't know if you saw her like when she's like crying to him, as soon as he's like, I don't want this to just be about that, she like shuts off her tears in like 0.3 seconds and it's makeout time.
She has her interview thing and she says, "Oh, I played that so well. I was so
good.
great.
She goes, I was so good.
Yep. I didn't even mean to cry and I did. I got those tears out. I'm so good." And it's like, villain. This is TV villain. And perfect. Twitter was shitting all over her. And
yeah.
But it's like, this is what I want. This is what I want. Catty drama. I don't want serious like racial drama like sometimes you have in previous seasons where you have like actually shitty people, right? But no, just like catty women being catty. Yeah, like I feel bad for Elizabeth, but this is TV. So
it's really, I do feel bad for Elizabeth, and like she has her conversation with Clayton and it's clear like I like Elizabeth, she's a very fine human. It's clear there's no sexual attraction.
They have no connection at all. And I don't know if it's because, she has to deal it. She's like too preoccupied or
she's been screwed to even try stuff.
Yeah. Like too rattled by the Shanae stuff that she hasn't really had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what we're gonna see is Paradise. Elizabeth is gonna be one of the first girls down there. And by the end is going to finish episode 1 with Shanae coming on down.
That's happening.
Because, it will have the cocktail party. Elizabeth is going to give a rose to, like, someone awesome. I don't know who. Pick Brandon or whatever, right?
Sure.
Give it to Brandon. And then it's going to do the thing they always do where it cuts to whose footsteps are those coming down the steps? And then it's going to be Shanae, and she has a date card. She's like, hey, Brandon, want to go out with me? And it cuts back to Elizabeth crying on the daybed. Like,
and this is like,
I can see it.
I love Elizabeth, but she's a little older, and like you see her and Clayton together, and it's just like, I don't see it.
She has more of a mature look to her than the other girls do.
Yeah.
She looks... more womanly, and some of the girls look a little more girly.
That's a fair point.
I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but that's the best way I can articulate it.
I think Shanae's gotten away with this shit because of how attractive she is. Like she's a very good looking girl.
A massive boner.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. The dude is standing at midnight the whole time he's with her.
Again, I'd be afraid to even talk to her myself. But good for them. You know what I mean?
Isn't it a wild 180 what we've had from her intro, which is like, I'm the girl from this town in Ohio that like has one traffic light, and I'm this small town wholesome girl, blah blah blah, and now we have like the crazy TV villain.
I think Cassidy got to her, honestly. I don't think she was going for this arc, but then she became friends with Cassidy, and Cassidy was like, go hunt down that fucking man like a deer. And Shanae's like, I could do that. I know how to play those games. Sure. Because like it's clear to her it's not about him. It's about winning the show.
Yeah.
Right? She says it blatantly, like, I want to win the show.
Yeah.
And like these are the kind of interviews where I'm like, do they probably shouldn't be allowed to share these with Clayton, but maybe they should. You know?
Well, that's a thing where, and this is something the show does where like, because we've seen lots of stuff, shitty drama between, he said, she said kind of stuff, or yes, she said, or he said, but,
yeah,
that kind of stuff before, and the lead never has any information about from producers or whoever about to make a proper decision. They don't get to see any footage, and plus the producers are probably lying to them.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a TV show. They do need their drama, right? Like we know that, so they'd probably lie and be like, no, this is actually, you're wrong. This person, Chris S, is actually really right, and it's Rodney who's terrible, Michelle.
Sure.
They might be trying to even pull something like that when we're all sitting at home being like, Chris S sucks and Rodney or Nate or whoever's amazing.
Right. It's an interesting one to me, to the very least, like what they know and what they don't know, I should say. But yeah, like this drama is going to continue. Like, do I think that Elizabeth, it goes one of two ways, I think, from here. I either think, because like the preview this time was actually not bad. It was only next week.
Yeah, I've been watching the previews, but the second it cuts to these shots where it's like, and later on this season,
I completely disregard.
Yep, nope.
Yeah.
Power off.
But thankfully this whole preview was like Shanae drama. And like I'm waiting for the trophy throw. Like hashtag trophy.
I think that's next episode.
I hope so.
Because next episode we see the football date.
Yes.
And so it makes sense that you get the sports date every season, and the winning team gets extra time with the lead, right?
Right.
And they usually get some kind of trophy they get to celebrate with, and they don't usually care for it that much, but whatever. So it makes sense to me that next day with football date that they would have a trophy that the winning team gets. And then I think, and this is my thing, I think she crashes the date.
You're a smart man.
Why else would she throw the trophy and be so catty to all the women?
Well, and don't they say when she walks up something to the effect of like, why are you here?
Oh, did they? I missed that.
I think they said something to that effect. So like, I was literally going to say the same thing to you because you're a smart man. Okay. You got this.
I've seen enough of these seasons, I'm starting to pick up on these things.
Totally, dude. Totally.
Yeah. Cause why would she have beef with all the girls and want to ruin the trophy if she was on the winning team, right?
Right.
So she's clearly probably on the losing team, but goes, this is bullshit. I want to grind on Clayton for another 4 hours, and invites herself to the date. So
it was pretty fun, to say the least. I think she's a good villain. I think the season so far has been pretty solid. Yeah. Much better than I think both of us were expecting, but
it's because I said it last season, when we found out that Clayton was announced. Sometimes I'm screwing that up a bit in my head.
He's got it, people. He's got it.
I said he can be boring, but as long as the women are exciting and kind of catty but also friendly and fun, like you get that right mix of women, it'll make for a great season.
Totally.
And so far we've had a really good, like I said, high calorie, low nutritional value, garbage TV season.
I kind of needed it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I loved Michelle's season with my whole heart. I think literally the top 4 dudes and Michelle are like some of the best people that can ever be. I'm here for this. I'm here for the garbage. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's about it. The fun part was a little cut with them carrying dummies out of the ocean. And a little part of me was like, I see why you cut that, but also, you know, I think it was the perfect, we'll call it the fun part. The perfect fun part.
Yeah, it's the perfect post-credit scene or whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
Yeah, blooper reel thing.
The only part I really liked was Gabby pushing the girl slightly. She like gave her a little shove, and Nicole Eggert was like, "Did she just push her?"
that was pretty funny. No, it was good.
It was.
The one thing I'm kind of hoping that we get, and I don't know if we will, and I mean, I didn't sleuth the preview to tell anything.
No.
I want an old school 2-on-1 date this season.
I hope they do it. Please.
And anyone. It doesn't have to be Elizabeth. I almost don't want it to be Elizabeth. The poor girl's like had to deal with enough.
Yeah. Maybe Shanae and Lindsay.
Anyone in Shanae.
Yep.
Anyone in Shanae on an old school 2-on-1 date.
I don't think they'll do it. I think Shanae's arc is either she's going to go really deep or she's going to become a hardcore villain and Clayton's going to find out. I think those are kind of the two vibes I'm getting.
He's vibing so hard with her. I bet she gets a rose next episode.
I would be shocked if she didn't.
I almost think that because around top 10, is it top 10 or 12 when they start traveling?
I think they're gonna probably travel not this next episode, but the next one after. So it must be. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Then it'll be like 12.
Because we're at 16 girls right now, and so if you get rid of another 4, so whenever. I wonder if she sticks around to the travel phase, because that's when, because like, geez, if she sticks around for the travel phase, and boy, that'll be interesting.
I think it'll be fun, but
yeah,
looking forward to it. It's been a good season so far. It's nice to get back into 1 a week, like instead of weird breaks and stuff. Football, I love you, but fuck you. I'm ready for us to dig in a bit. So
okay.
Cool, man. Well, thanks again for everybody hanging out on the stream.
Appreciate you.
Yep, you guys are amazing. I'm going to go ahead and end it up here. But we're back at it,
everyone.
Dude. Thanks. Catch you later.
See you next week. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Or not Facebook. What do we have? Twitter, Twitch, YouTube.
All of those.
All of it.
Yep. Thanks so much. See you guys.
See ya.